Here's the thing. Casey Neistat. You know Casey Neistat, the vlogger, 800 vlogs, over 800 days, prolific. Everyone knows Casey. Well, he made me watch his brother's channel, Van Neistat, The Spirited Man. So The Spirited Man has made me buy this thing. Casey made me watch Van, who made me buy this thing. And I'm super excited because it's just arrived today. I'm in the middle of work, so let me tidy up, get rid of all of this stuff, and I'm going to do an unbox for you and show you what Van's made me buy. When I was at school, there was a corridor, and off this corridor was a little winged building, and it was half music room and half typing room. So the girls would quite often go off to the typing room to learn how to type because stereotypically, very sexistly, the girls became secretaries and the boys went out and dug holes or something. I don't know what the career path was was like back then. And this is just before computers, so there was no need to learn keyboard skills other than sitting at a typewriter and typing letters. So it was deemed to be a female skill set. The boys were never given the option. I think you could opt in, but boys just never did the typewriting lessons because girls went off and became secretaries. They stayed in the nice warm offices whilst the boys were outside digging holes. That was kind of the career path back when I was a lad. You dug holes or you sat in an office typing. This is literally just before or at the same time as the onset of personal computers. Now, that didn't hold any interest for me, typewriters back then, that romanticism of the typewriter. But as I've got older, I've kind of had wishful longings in my loins for a typewriter, but also the design. Who is it who said you should have nothing in your house unless it is either useful or beautiful, in so much as it's either kind of a utilitarian object or it pleases you, and ideally both. And I've been looking at these typewriters, and some of them are just beautiful. The old keyboards, the old mechanics, the old engineering just intrigues me from an old man point of view. And I was watching Casey. Casey got me onto Van, so I ended up on the Spirited Man's channel, and he has a typewriter. And he was talking, I think one of his videos just talks about the virtues of having a typewriter, where it actually captures your thoughts. And I thought that's really true. When you sit down at your phone or you sit down at a computer, and I've got 3 computers here, I'm surrounded by computers. It's really easy to spell check, to get AI to write you a paragraph, or if you lose your train of thought or you don't give the sentence enough thought prior to starting it, you just copy, space, backbar, delete, whatever it is, and you rewrite it. Or suddenly you think, oh, there's a sentence missing, or I could have used a better word. And you kind of become brain dead to the art of writing, putting words on paper. And the other thing that appealed to me was that I could use the typewriter as part of my art. So if I wanted to say something in a sketchbook, I could go over to a typewriter and type out click-clack that phrase, that title, that paragraph, and then cut and paste. Old-fashioned cut and paste. Get the scissors out, cut it, bit of Pritt stick, and glue it in the book. And I thought that's going to make that sketchbook so much more interesting than just writing in the book or having no words in the book. There's a character. When you hit a letter and you put a capital A on a page, if you do it lightly, it will be light. And if you hit the key hard, you'll have a heavy, big imprint. So, yeah, Van made me go out and buy a typewriter. As I say, it's arrived. I haven't opened it yet. I went purely off the aesthetics of that's a sexy looking typewriter. I don't know if you can get sexy looking typewriters. I think you can. It just appealed to me. It might be an absolute monster to use, and some of you typewriter experts, vintage typewriter experts, might look at this typewriter and and just say, "Oh no, he hasn't bought one of them, has he?" I think it's an Underwood. If that means anything to anyone, I'm going to get it out in a minute, and I'm so excited to open it. And Van also made me buy a ribbon because it's got a ribbon, but I just thought I needed a new ribbon, so I had to go to someone else and typed in Underwood printer ribbon. So that's arrived. So those have arrived today, and then I just thought, well, I've got lots of this copier paper in my office, forever printing out stuff, but it's cheap. It's 80 gram. It's copier paper. And I thought, no, I want some nice kind of linen, some laid paper, kind of 130, 150 grams, something like that, to type out my masterpieces on, my my titles, my descriptions, my whatever that's going to get cut up and stuck into my sketchbook. So I've gone out and bought a ream of nice paper. So yeah, Casey has got a lot to answer for. He made me watch Van. Van made me buy a typewriter, the ribbon, and the paper. Oh, and I've also had to go out and buy some. I don't think it's going to work very well. White like Tipex ribbon that you can put over your mistakes, and there's probably going to be quite a few. Let's face it. So I've gone out and bought that, but that's white, and I bought cream ivory paper, so that could look quite ill-considered. Yeah. Anyway, let me finish work. Let me pack this up, and yeah, we're going to have a typewriter in a minute. I'm very excited. Well, that's kind of the desk sorted out, and here it is in all of its glory, straight from eBay. Nonetheless, it's quoted as being a working typewriter. We shall see if that holds true. I'm not going to be using it an awful lot. Well, I say at the moment I'm not going to be using it an awful lot. I thought perhaps I will. Oh, look at this. Okay, so I'm just going to show you this if this works. I've got a typed letter. I'm just going to show you if that's working. Isn't that the sweetest thing? So I've ordered a typewriter from this guy off of eBay, and he's bothered to send me the note typewritten. Isn't that just lovely? But what does it say? There is a carriage lock on the left-hand side to unlock. Just gently pull the carriage to the right and it will unlock. Are you listening to this? In case of any damage in transport or any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. Else, I'd be very grateful for a positive review. Hope you'll like the small typewriter. Best regards, Gregor Strand. Or Strunad. I think he's misspelled his own surname. Strunad. I think it's supposed to be Strand. That's, brilliant so far. Okay. Back to the unboxing. Dun, dun, dun. This is, now, whatever you do, don't mention this to my wife. She doesn't know I've gone and bought a typewriter. There's actually another reason I'm going to use this typewriter, and I thought it'd be really sweet. And it was the final justification for me to buy myself this. There's nothing else in there. This was the final justification for me to buy this. My daughter, she's 21, light of my life and all of that. She's become a bit of an influencer very successfully, very quickly. She's in the health industry, and she's got many hundreds, kind of like 1,000 clients, brand deals, brand endorsements, etc. And she's a bit of a digital nomad. She doesn't need to be in this country. She doesn't need to be living with mum and dad, that's for sure. And so she can ply her trade wherever she wants. And she's decided that she's off to Australia for 6 months. So she's about to go in a couple of 3 weeks. She's off to Australia. She's renting a apartment, and it's going to be the longest time that she's been away from home. I mean, she's just spent 3 months out in Bali, so we've kind of been missing her already. But she's coming back for a few weeks, and then she's off out again. This is well packaged. So Gregor or George, I don't know if you've misspelt your name. Oh, see, look at that. You've got to just... Can you... That's beautiful. Absolutely. I'm going to come back up and show you. Oh, isn't that the most beautiful thing? Now, it did come without a case. I can't remember if you said there was any damage on it. I think there might have been a little bit of damage, apart from the normal kind of wear and tear. But isn't that... We're going to have to set this up, aren't we? We're going to have to put... We might have to change the ribbon. That might be a bit dead. But I've got one to hand, and I've got my posh paper. But isn't that the most beautiful... Oh! I remember now, it was missing the knobs that held the ribbons in place. And he said on the listing, don't turn it upside down. That's easily resolved. I'm just going to pick the ribbons up. Don't go anywhere. I can't remember where I was up to with my story. So, yeah, there's supposed to be a couple of little screw bolts that keep the ribbon in place so that you can turn it upside down. I don't know if this is like a travel type. Oh, yeah, it does say there, Underwood Standard Portable Typewriter. So this was designed to be taken with you. It would have come in a case for protection of the engineering. The case is obviously sadly lost, but in all honesty, I don't need the case. I mean, if I really get into my typewriters, I'll go and buy myself one in mint condition and all of that kind of malarkey. But at the moment, this more than serves its purpose. So, where was I with the story with my daughter? So my daughter's leaving home. I'm going to miss her terribly, of course. I thought, wouldn't it be a lovely thing if, when she's gone, where's the hole? So you've got to just slant that and move that and pop that in. Right, trying to get that. All gone horribly wrong. Upside down, right. Note to self, don't pick up. So there's still some ink on this ribbon. Perhaps I didn't need to buy one. I've got, oh, it's like a purple. You might well have typed that. That's kind of like a purpley colour. He might well have typed it on this typewriter. How exciting. I thought he might just have his own favourite typewriter that he's used to type the thank you. Yeah, my daughter's off for 6 months. She's hired an apartment out in Australia, and she's going to be doing her wares out there. As I say, she's a bit of a digital nomad. She doesn't need to be sat at home doing what she's doing, and it's going fabulously well for her, and she's earning a absolute king's ransom, and I'm thrilled to bits for her. I mean, it's just, you couldn't wish for a better start to life than kind of landing on your feet in the influencer industry. So anyway, we're nearly there. Just got to sort this out and get this the right way round. That's it. Just, I can't believe what a numpty that was. See, so excited to show you what I've got. Can you hear that? I'm going to get my little microphone. Where's my microphone? Oh, that's lovely. Right, now he said something about, could I read this again? There is a carriage lock on the left-hand side. To unlock, just gently pull the carriage to the right and it will unlock. That's obviously what he meant. Paper, we need some paper. I've got filthy finger. I've got ink all over my fingers. It's all going horribly wrong. Right. This should be my paper that I ordered. Actually, I don't need this because I have got a couple of sheets of nice paper elsewhere. I'll open that later. So I'm going back to my daughter. The story of my daughter. She's off to... I seem to remember you to kind of do that. Complete novice. This is where I should have paid attention at school. There we are. Kind of got it. There's a nice laid side to this, a nice pattern. Okay, I'm very excited. Let's get a better view. So this is the Underwood Standard Portable Typewriter. And it is for dimensions, if you're keen about your dimensions. That's a normal ruler, so it's 10 inches wide, 9 inches deep. I'm sure when this came out, this was like state of the art. Oh my God. This camera's kind of in my way. Dun dun dun. Oh, you missed that. You missed me opening. My opening letter, my opening salvo. Let me just... That's as much zoomed in as I'm going to get. So, ooh, the camera's in my way. I'm excited. I'm out of focus. Right. Welcome. Oh, I missed the C. Welcome to my... Oops. Oh, backspace. I think I hit that twice. To my art channel here on YouTube. Punctuation. Oh my God, guys, that's just... Did you hear the sound of that? It's just beautiful. Right. I wonder if it got a little bell when it gets to the end. Let's just zoom in. Welcome to my art channel here on YouTube. I'm just going to type something because I do have a... I do have a sentence that I want to add to my art book. I started drawing some hands the other day, and so I'm going to... What can I say about hands? How do you spell Van Neistat? Neistat, I think. Van Neistat made me by that should have been an Underwood Standard Portable Oh, spelling mistake. Typewriter. Well, I can't begin to tell you how pleased I am with my first bit. I don't know how well that's in and out of focus. My daughter, she's off to Australia. I was halfway through that story, and I thought, wouldn't it be lovely if I could type her a letter, once a month, something along those lines, instead of sending a text or doing the Zoom, FaceTime malarkey. I could write her a letter, just words of encouragement, how proud I am of her, all of that kind of thing. And I thought I could type one up and post it, and it's going to take a week or two to get out to Australia, I'm guessing. So the first one could arrive for when she arrives herself, because we're obviously going to have the address of the flat that she's renting for 6 months. And then I can just send her a little letter, just letters from home kind of thing, proud of your daughter, miss your daughter, that kind of thing. So I'm really looking forward, and I can do some little sketches as well on the paper. And I just thought, wouldn't that be a sweet little thing? She's not used to getting letters. No, I don't think kids are. I don't think kids ever get letters apart from demands from the bank, that kind of thing. And I thought it will just be a lovely little thing for her to kind of look forward to. When when's the next one going to turn up, and what kind of madness is going to be drawn in it, sketched in it. What's the old fool going to write about this week? What poem is he going to make up? That kind of stupidity. So that's one of the reasons I bought this thing. I'm so delighted with it. It's just, I wanted a kind of iconic, beautiful looking typewriter. It's funny because I'm going to have to get used to how high the keys are. It's not like a normal keyboard where all the keys and your hands have to hardly move. You've really got to kind of clatter away at this one. And I've got some little buttons and things. I don't know what they're for. There's a little lever there, and there's a metal thing there. I don't know if that's like a catch or something. So yeah, I'm gonna have to have a little play with it. But the engine, it's amazing. I mean, this is something like a 1920s, 1940s typewriter, obviously designed for a journalist or some such to take with them in a little carry case. So they would be getting on the train with this thing and travelling off and then typing their little reports. It's just I'm delighted. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It's in good condition, good enough condition. I'm sure if you start getting pedantic, there's little bits missing and there's little screw caps and stuff. But it's just, what can you say? So, Casey Neistat. If you haven't seen his channel, go and watch it. Casey, thank you. Van Neistat, the brother that made me buy this. If you're watching this, Van, thank you from the bottom of my heart. This is just beauty personified. I'm going to have so much fun with it. It's going to go on my other desk in my in my workshop, in my shop, and I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna do silly things like this for my sketchbook, but equally so to give the sketchbook some character. But equally so, I'm going to be using it as a special treat for my daughter that is wandering this planet on her lonesome, and I'm so proud, but equally I'm gutted that she's kind of flown the nest. I didn't think it would happen so quickly. I thought we'd have her for a whole bunch of years before she could, like most kids, before they can even save up enough pennies to go off and buy their own place or rent their own place. And she's shot past that. She's flying. So that she's no longer a financial worry, which is a lovely thing to have of your children. But at the same time, I kind of wanted to be selfish and for her to stick around for a bit. And if I, yeah, I'm proud. Well, I, I wasn't expecting to tear up there. I'm really proud of her, but I'm gonna miss her.